Can anybody? Oh, there we go. There we go. I was wondering what was going on. I'm just sitting here trying to.
Can anybody? Oh, there we go. There we go.
I'm sitting here trying to talk, trying to make sure I can be heard up in here. All right. This is what I'm talking about. Oh, that's it. Okay, I got it all together now. Please forgive me my apologies for the technical difficulties. It's always something, but nevertheless, I work through it, you all. Okay, so it shows that I can be heard. All right, let me get back into it. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Brown Girls Are Beautiful. Welcome to another episode of F Your Feelings Friday. Okay? It's F Your Feelings Friday. And what do we have on the agenda? We're talking about hate. Why do we like to hate one another so much? Okay? What's up with the Willie Lynch syndrome, y'all? And I'm gonna get into that. But first, what we're gonna do, we're going to join hands, of course. We're going to bow our heads, you all. And we're gonna give thanks. What are we giving thanks for today? We're giving thanks that we have made it through yet another week. I did not realize until a little earlier that today is Friday the 13th, but that's neither here nor there because we are still here, y'all. The fact that we have breath in our body, breath in our lungs, strength in our veins, we have all this royalty, got loyalty inside our DNA. We got royalty inside our DNA, y'all. We got the genetic configuration of goddesses, queens. Everything that we want to be in this world is within us. So we want to give thanks that we have the creative magnetism to manifest anything we want in this lifetime. We're going to give thanks, you all, that we are of sound judgment. We're going to give thanks that we have, all of our faculties, our senses. We're able to walk, talk, and breathe. We want to give thanks for the people that have helped us along the way, whether it was just a word of advice, whether it was just a man the other day that waved me over and signaled me over and told me that I could get in front of him when I was in the wrong lane. I was in the turning lane and I needed to go straight. I want to give thanks for people that practice common courtesy, you all. People that will hold the door for you. People that will help you out, give you a word of advice, a listening ear, encouragement, you all. I want to give thanks to my colleagues today. I've had some wonderful conversations and I want to spread that positivity into the universe, into the atmosphere. And so this is what we're giving thanks for today, you all. Can I get an amen? Thank you so much. Y'all, we should go to church. I might have Sunday rendezvous and we might go to church this Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe we'll consider picking out a topic in the Bible verse or a psalm. I'm going to study that, all right? As it pertains to this lifetime in which we live. Yeah, I'm going to turn my camera on so I can give you a formal hello. All right? Guten Tag. Hallo, that's how you say it in German or auf Deutsch, you all. What's good, y'all? Okay, this is what your girl is looking like today. Excuse the puffiness. As always, it was raining here where I am today, and I got rained on, you all. This is what happened to me. My hair got rained on. I had it tied up in a scarf. I had a meeting with another colleague, but nonetheless, I made it. And as I was outside, it was raining profusely, but I'm going to have to wash my hair anyway because it's time for a hair wash. And guess what? I had something scheduled for tomorrow on the calendar and I can't find it in my phone. It was there and now it is not there. So I don't know what happened. That's very frustrating. Very frustrating. Yeah, I probably look tired because I had a very long day today. My day started off, I thought I was going to have time to be at home and I didn't have time to be at home. I literally was out and about all day working, okay? Working and trying to get a business transaction taken care of. Y'all, when you are in the world of real estate, you just never know how things are going to go. And unbeknownst to me, everybody else is actually experiencing the same thing. So this is a very interesting day in time. All right. Now, what do we have here? Oh, you all. So I was on another channel. Shout out to Tanique Reviews. And I don't know if you all are aware, but I'm just going to bring this up because he talked about it. But there is another person by the name of Kevin Samuels that died on the same day as Kevin Samuels. Did you know that Kevin Samuels was a police officer? I had no idea. Okay. This is an actual article that I pulled up, and I'm going to share that with you right now. So let's see. It's hard to find the article, but I have it saved on my phone, you all, just in case you didn't know. All right. What is Kevin Samuels known for? See, it's really hard, but I have it right here, and I'll read the article. If I had Zoom pulled up, it probably would be a little easier. All right. It says Kevin Samuels, the police officer, is dead, not misogynistic love guru. This was on May 6th. I thought that was interesting. So let me see if I can put that in. Kevin Samuels. I'm going to put it in word for word, verbatim, to see if this will come up. Okay, Kevin Samuels, the police officer. Let's see if that'll come up. Here it is. Now let me go ahead and share my screen. Oh, yeah, it's itching because I got to watch this stuff. Okay. Here's the article. Now you see it, showbizcorner.com. May 6th, Kevin Samuels, the police officer, is not dead. Is dead, not misogynistic love guru. So what they're trying to tell you is there's another guy by the name of Kevin Samuels who's also a police officer, but they were not talking about the misogynistic love guru. People are grieving his passing after he died of an abrupt cardiac arrest. Okay. In the last several hours, Kevin Samuels' death was inspired a flood of conjecture. There's been a lot of debate on Twitter over whether the stories are true or not. His criticism is mainly based on his statement where he indicated that unmarried women over the age of 35 were leftover ladies. In the viral video, he comes up to his soapbox and spits out his heinous epithet. Now, it says Kevin Samuels, who is rumored to be dead, is the police officer and not the misogynistic love guru whose obituary is making the rounds on the internet. A self-proclaimed relationship expert and image consultant renowned for controversial sexist statements regarding Black women in particular has apparently been rumored to die. However, the allegations of his death that inundated social media timelines everywhere did not provide quick confirmation that the 56-year-old died. Now, if you remember when all of this took place, it was kind of all in speculation because there were no confirmed reports that were reporting his death. Okay, I'm talking about the one that we know about on YouTube. Now, Philip Lewis tweeted, "What we know about Kevin Samuels so far. Atlanta police told me they were able to locate an incident concerning my questions, but no further details. Fulton County Medical Examiner told Roland Martin they could not confirm or deny they have a person named Kevin Samuels there." May 5th, 2022. You know, I have a taste for some Mexican food. I want me some really good tacos and beans, rice, soft shell tacos, and tostitos and salsa dip. That is what I really have a taste for. I did not feel like stopping once I left the office. So, with that being said, I'm going to make the best of what I got. If y'all haven't checked out these harvest snaps, you all, this is the basil flavor, some of my favorite. Okay, they sell these at Food Lion. They also sell these at Harris Teeter and places as such. But those are a good healthy snack if you ever get the urge to need something to snack on. Let's move along here. In one area, the news of his death has not been confirmed, while in another, the news of a police officer with the same name is believed to be dead in lieu of him. I feel sick in my stomach, y'all. Oh. Furthermore, Philip Lewis, an editor of Huffington Post, tweeted, Atlanta police said they were able to find an occurrence related to my inquiries. There are no other details. All right. And according to Fulton County Medical Examiner at Roland Martin, they could not confirm or deny the presence of Kevin Samuels. Furthermore, Samuels, the love guru, just shared a film on his Instagram page talking about modern women, and people are confirming the news of his death in the comment section, but no one has replied yet. We assumed he is alive and well unless the video is uploaded before his death. All right. And that, you all, was on May 6th. However, with the beginning of the rumor, several women and his haters have expressed their rejoice over Kevin Samuels' supposed death, but that is inappropriate. No woman was ever harmed by the man. Just because you disagree with someone's point of view does not mean you want them dead. This is the crazy world we live in today, tweeted Harriet Eve 9. With that being said, it goes into my topic. Why is it, okay, that we love to hate one another? What is it that people want to celebrate someone's death that is very cruel? And I think that when people say, oh, we're celebrating someone's death and he's getting his karma and that's why he's dead, do you not feel that there would be some type of karma for celebrating? Because I think that is also in the Bible that you should not be rejoicing over someone's downfall. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but especially someone's death that has done nothing personally to you, but had an opinion. Do I agree with his opinions? Absolutely not. Okay. But there have been people who have done far worse and no one has celebrated their deaths. And if we want to think about it, we can look at all the presidents that we've had. Look at the oppression that we're in. Has anyone celebrated their deaths? Do you remember when Rockefeller died? Now, there were a collective of people advocating that they were glad he was gone, but nothing to the magnitude of which we see with this melanated guy. And they're saying that there is a high count of melanated women celebrating his death because of what he stood for. Now, I think that they are glad that he's allegedly gone because of the rhetoric in which he spewed. They did not agree with his ideology. But just because he's gone, he's already left his mark, you all. That's the sinister part of it all. So there are going to be people that still agree with his sentiments. And he has sparked a flame and sparked a fire. Do you recall when Tupac, allegedly Lassane Parish Crooks, which was, I think, his real name, said, I might not be the one to change the world, but perhaps I can spark the mind of the one that will. Okay. Same thing that you see right here with Kevin Samuels. Okay. So I just had to say that, y'all. I just had to say that. Whew, y'all. Please forgive me. All right. So that is that. Moving along, you all. Someone sent me this information to my Instagram. And so I felt that it was interesting and I wanted to play this. Okay. This is allegedly Pastor Jamal Bryant. So let's get into this because the hypocrisy of it all. When we talk about why do we like to hate one another, we got to talk about the hypocrisy that takes place, especially within this community called the melanated community, unfortunately, you all. And I'm going to start talking about politics a little bit more on this channel because I can clearly see that melanated people, for some reason, don't really care about melanated topics as it pertains to them unless it's gossip. So let's continue to turn this volume up and see if we can hear what's being said.
You are listening to men who have no authority. How How can a man say that you are of low value after 35? How can a man say that you do not have the level of traction of a high-powered man when that man has got to get a GoFundMe for his funeral? Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. You got to be in a place where you operate in the authority of God. Look at another sister around and tell them it's not that I hate men. Come on, look at another sister and say, yeah, I do not hate men. I just despise weak men. I despise cowardice men. I just ain't got time for men who are insecure about my gift. I'm not going to dummy down because of what God got me. I don't have to lower my standard. That man got to step all the way up to deal with a queen on my level.
And y'all, this is why I say, why do we hate one another so much? Because is everything in the melanated community a gimmick, y'all? It just seems like everything is a gimmick, from the pastors, the church, religion, all the spirituality, the fake woke, fake conscious community, which is sickening, y'all. And over here to the right, you can read the comments. Triceal said, no, sir. If you ain't got nothing to preach about, just say that, but not in the house of the Lord. Don't let this man who left his wife with 3 children gas y'all up. Did he really leave his wife with 3 children? Someone else said exactly, and she was clapping. Go to YouTube. Hold on. It says, go to YouTube and pull up Tony Smith on Jamal Bryant. This is from years ago. Pastor Smith goes in. This is some nonsense, y'all. Let's see what else they had to say. Oh my God. Y'all are something else. Oh, somebody said, did you get picked yet, sweetie? Oh, and there's a reason Kevin Samuels doesn't have a relationship with his kids. Go sit down. See, you see how they're going back and forth in the comment section here? Don't shoot the messenger, sis. Watch his sermon since you're such a woman of God and see what he truly saying. Right, what time class start? How can I throw my shoe at you on Instagram? Clapping, clapping, clapping. Oh, gosh. This person said Kevin Samuels was never talking about women getting a lazy, no good man. He was saying if at a certain time in a woman's life, when she is older with multiple kids and don't have much going on for herself, she doesn't need to be out here looking for a billionaire and say there's no good man. She needs to lower her standards to an average man. Y'all, what is an average man? I'm curious to know, what is an average man? So, y'all, again, it is a bunch of foolery and debauchery going on in this melanated community. What's good, Skyatticus? I didn't even know you were here. What's good, love? How are you doing? Much love to you, Queen. You said the pastor was going off? Yes, it is very crazy. So I want to know, Skyatticus, what do you consider an average man? Or do you think there's even such thing as average? I mean, I'll drop the link if you want to come up, or you could just post it in the comment section. But yes, and it's very crazy. It's very crazy that anybody would preach about someone's death in this way, in this manner, and you consider yourself a pastor of the Lord. For those of you who believe in Christianity and Jesus and all of that nonsense that they're preaching about. I just feel that it's so easy for us to hate one another. I have never seen a community of people. Oh, here she is. Here's the queen. What's good, goddess? How are you, my love? You're on mute, by the way. I don't know if you know you got yourself muted. But I've never seen a host of people make such foolery of themselves.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I hear you now.
Okay, I just had to do something. But how are you? I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, I'm happy to see you. Look, I got to say, my apologies for not being consistent on here, but I have been busy. Today, I got home very late because I had to tend to some business affairs. But how have you been, Miss Lady?
Oh, well, that's quite fine. I've been really good. I've been very good. Thank you for asking.
I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear. So I see you're still around. I haven't seen you lately. What's been up with you?
Yeah, lately I've been just I guess just chilling, like just working on my craft
That's
and
right.
figuring things out and trying to stay as balanced as I can.
I love it. Because you're doing music, right?
Yeah, I do music. It's kind of like a lot. But
Okay.
yeah, I am a musician. I produce music and engineer and master it and things of that nature. But I haven't really been focusing too much on the music. I've more so been just focusing on working on my body.
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up because I was just thinking to myself, I need to get in the freaking gym, Miss Lady. And I know people are going to say, oh, you're already lean and small and trim. That's not what I'm talking about. I want to gain my muscles back. Like, I want my triceps and biceps to come back. And I want my muscles to come back in my body and my tone. That's what I want.
Yes.
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 Yes, because it's so hard for me to gain weight. But I notice when I go to the gym, I can gain weight. I sleep better. I eat more. It takes away the
Mm-hmm.
stress. It's an uplifting feeling. I feel more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been out of the gym for a while now. So how's it working out for you?
I mean, it's been nothing but positive. I see a difference in even the way I react.
Yeah,
I'm a little slower to anger.
that's great.
So that's like the biggest sign, and I'm a lot more open to people since I started working out, and it's just a simple like I'll do 2 miles a day, like maybe 4 times a week, and it's even walking is just
Mhm.
it's changed my life. So I'm very grateful.
Yes. Shouts out to you. I remember a few years ago, I was so active. I was riding my bicycle, going for walks at the park, going to the gym. Like I was really, really active. And I just slacked off. But yeah, you definitely notice a transformation just even in your like emotional and mental state. And I think that's something we should celebrate over here because the title that I posted on this video says, why do we love to hate each other so much? You know what I'm saying? And since you're doing something positive, I think that's something to celebrate rather than always looking at someone and trying to body shame them. I've been told that I'm very petite. You're small, but sometimes we just come in different shapes and sizes. And so Brown Girls Are Beautiful likes to celebrate everyone over here.
I love that, Seven.
Of
Oh
course.
my gosh, I love that.
Of course.
And I just want to say, I mean, I find you to be a very beautiful woman, and the fact that you have thought about working on your body and just enhancing that aspect of you is only going to help, only because there's so many benefits, and I would consider exercise as a natural antidepressant. So that is it's just a really good step in the right direction.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna push forward for it. I be in here, I do my little dumbbells, my push-ups but I have to be
Okay,
consistent.
I
I have to
see
be
you.
consistent. So I need accountability right now.
Indeed. So do you like cardio?
I'm not so big on cardio, only because I feel like if I do too much, I'm gonna lose weight. But I know it's good for my heart.
Hmm. Yeah, I was just curious because I know people like to do different things. I like weight
Yeah.
training and I like cardio. Some people just like
Okay.
cardio, and some people just like the weight training.
Well, I love like the fast-paced walks. Um, I'm not much of a runner. I can run now. I'm fast, but I don't like to run. I don't really I don't like to sweat too much. But the sweating is good for the skin and the pores.
Indeed.
So,
Yeah,
yeah, I need to get back into it. So you have inspired me. Thank you for sharing that.
absolutely, Seven.
Did you want to weigh in on, anything that I've discussed or anything that you saw in the topic for today's F Your Feelings Friday?
Absolutely. I came in when the pastor was talking about Kevin and such a way that I would not expect a pastor to do. So it was shocking.
I'm telling you.
It was shocking the level of degradation that he performed
Mm-hmm.
in his congregation. It's like he's really lowering the bar to
Absolutely.
such a degree that I would expect manosphere weirdos to talk like this. So I'm wondering, is that pastor just another manosphere weirdo that's his mask fell off?
Have you ever heard of Jamal Bryant before? He's an actual pastor, but he's like one of those infamous, famous pastors. So he's like really big in social media and stuff like that.
No, I actually have not heard of him until or saw him until tonight.
Mhm. Yeah, his name is Jamal Bryant, and unfortunately, it seems like he is basically, I don't want to say parading, but what do you call it, gloating in a way off of Kevin Samuels' death. Now, I was not a big advocate of Kevin Samuels either. I've done several videos talking about him, but I just feel that you should not gloat off of the death of someone. I mean, why would a pastor say these things and then people are in the audience celebrating it as if nothing's wrong with what he's saying? This man is not here to defend himself, is what I'm saying. And then when they say always when you're pointing fingers at someone, you have multiple fingers pointing back at you. And they've also said that Jamal Bryant, as a pastor, has been known to cheat on his wife and left his wife with three children. So now she's a single mother. So what is the hypocrisy in that?
Oh, that's weird. That's weird. Didn't he use the word coward?
Let's you know what? Let's further examine this. Let me play this again. Hold up. Did he use the word coward? He did say something about cowardice. I do believe you're right. I want to listen to it again. It went so fast.
Yeah, it did go by fast. It did.
Who have no authority.
My apologies for that. All
It's
right.
okay. It's all good.
I mean, but to be honest, like this of all things is what he decided to preach about. It was a little
Yeah, it's
interesting.
giving he wants to go viral on the internet because Kevin Samuels' name is trending and it has nothing to do with God, nothing to do with anything good.
Absolutely.
Except for his self-serving ego. That's what it's giving.
That is exactly what it's giving. So let's hear what he had to say once more.
You are listening to men who have no authority. How can a man say that you are of low value after 35? How can a man say that you do not have the level of traction of a high-powered man when that man has got to get a GoFundMe for his funeral? Y'all ain't saying nothing to me. You got to be in that place where you operate in the authority of God. Look at another sister around and tell them it's not that I hate men. Come on, look at another sister and say, yeah, I do not hate men. I just despise weak men. I despise cowardice men. I just ain't got time for men who are insecure about my gift. I'm not going to dumb it down because of what God got me. I don't have to lower my standard. That man got to step all the way up to deal with a queen on my level. You are listening.
All right. Now, for some reason, I just feel that a lot of these people, a lot of these YouTube sensations like to pander to melanated women only for their
Oh,
economic gain and
yep.
for like a social climb. We saw that with like Derek Jackson. He's always telling melanated women what they should look out for. What are the red flags? If the man doesn't do this, you should leave him, how to teach him a lesson. And then what do we see? Allegedly, he was cheating on his wife.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's constant hypocrisy from these, not trying to sound weird, but these black men. It's like what they're saying does not match up with their real life.
It doesn't match up with their actions. That's all I'm saying. F your feelings if
Yeah,
you don't like it. I mean, it's just the truth is the truth. And we could even say the same for Kevin Samuels because his his life was a little sketchy too. You know, he didn't have a relationship with his daughter. That is a major red flag. And
that
then
is wow. I had no idea he didn't have a relationship with his daughter. What the
mm-mm,
heck?
mm-mm. He doesn't have a relationship with her. I think she's in her early 20s. And I don't want to play her video out of respect for her because I know they're going through a lot right now.
They
But
have to be.
she did come on and she made some statements about him. And in the statements, she was saying that she tried to have a conversation with him one day. She was asking him if he had been in through any trauma because she was trying to figure out, you know, why he acts the way he acts. And when she did ask him if he had been through anything, he made a joke. He's always joke about stuff. And I feel that sometimes people joke about things to cover up their pain. So he made a joke and he said when he was a child, a very little child, he said that his uncle did something to him when he was changing his pamper. And then she went on to say that one day she was in the car and I think he took her head and hit it up against the window. And I don't know why he did that because she didn't really expound upon that. But when she did bring it back up to him again, he just brushed it off and he was like, "Oh, you're still mad at that? You're still mad about that?" Like he never really spoke about it. He never really tried to make amends with her about it or apologize. And that was like an open wound for her. So I feel that Kevin Samuels could potentially have come through a line of abuse. I think that he came from a place of hurt because he said some very disparaging remarks towards women. And being that his daughter was a young woman, he should have had more empathy towards her. And I think a lot of the rhetoric that he spewed out against melanated women was because of the pain that he may have endured from people in his, you know, early adult life and maybe even his childhood.
I like how you just broke that down. Like you really just broke down the psychology and it actually makes perfect sense. You really
Yeah.
did.
And then I just, you know, I question the antics of a lot of these melanated males, like the likes of a Derek Jackson, what we just saw right now with Jamal Bryant. Like, I don't really pay attention to these preachers. I used to like listen to Juanita Bynum back in the day, TD Jakes back in the day. You know, he had the Potter's House, but that I kind of came away from that once I started coming into my own sense of realization and figuring out things for myself. And now what I can clearly see is not to say that they're making a mockery of the melanated women in the community, but they do know that we are some of the most spiritual beings. So if it has anything to do with religion and faith and spirituality, a lot of women are going to fall into that scenario. So they're gonna be like your target audience basically. When you go to the churches, you don't see a lot of men or males in the church. It's primarily mostly filled with women, you know, and these are like older mothers, grandmothers, aunts, and then they get the younger generation to try to come fall in line with them. But you don't really see men in church like that. The men that you do see in church are the staff members, the deacon, the ushers, the preachers, the pastors, the bishops. Those are the people that you see, and they're running the church, passing around that collection plate. And what I would say, if you really care about the melanated community, why don't you do something that really counts instead of taking people's money? I mean, there are so many issues that melanated people have out here, especially women, that they're going through. But a lot of these men like to pander to their problems. So, like, if a woman has an issue, a man is going to sit there and say, "Oh, she has a problem. Let me see how I can pander to her to take advantage of that situation."
Right.
And so, the title that I have is like, "Why do we love to hate one another?" And I would say that falls in line with maybe it's not hate, but in a way, when you're taking advantage of someone, it's not love either. Because you know, there are men who will play off of the things that you desire, that you want, or that you need. And what I want to say is like an example is You can like say, I'm going to give you an example. Say you are in need of something. It could be like you need a ride. You might need some money. You might need a favor. You might need help with something to fix your car. Maybe you got a flat tire. It could be anything. You might get a perfect stranger of a different ethnicity or of a different race that will come along and help you because you're the damsel in distress, you're the princess, you're the woman, you're the divine feminine. They're going to be willing to help you off of the fact that you're a woman in distress. The melanated male will come along and think, let me see how I can take advantage of this situation. I'm going to help her in exchange for what am I going to get out of this for helping her? And that's what I don't respect about a lot of the melanated men in the community. And we clearly see that with these pastors and with a lot of other people, because the pastors are the ones that we see actually having affairs with the members of the church. So they're just being hypocrites. Because how
Yes.
can you go and talk about someone else and you're not living right yourself?
Right. And you notice how the melanated males, as soon as they get a little bit of power, they immediately abuse it?
All the time. Yes, they do. Yes, they absolutely do. And then I just feel that it makes us have to strategically strategize ourselves, throughout society. Like we can't let anybody get too close to us because you always have someone trying to prey upon you. And they're always looking at how they can take advantage of a situation. I can tell you so many stories about that. And you just have to be very astute and very observative of these men out here. I mean, because and what I'm saying is true. There's going to be people who probably don't agree with me, but living through life experience, I have witnessed this for myself. They are just looking for a way to take advantage of a situation, really. And that's one thing I just don't respect that. What are your thoughts on what I was saying about all of this?
My thoughts are that you, my thoughts are that these men, it doesn't matter what belief system they are touting, they seem to have a very similar behavior. It could be a melanated man who's atheist, a melanated man who's Christian, a melanated man who's Islamic, get a little bit of clout, a little bit of power, a cult like following, and then they abuse their power, they abuse people who support them, they abuse and completely take advantage of their own congregation. And honestly, it's kind of like scary only because if they're doing this on a micro level, if
Mhm.
these same people rise to real power, like politically, I mean, it's a wrap.
Absolutely. And I mean, just think about it.
And,
You
and
have
is that wrong to say? Like, is it wrong to come to that conclusion?
no, I don't think it's wrong because we are observing the same thing. Now, you come from probably a whole different walk of life than what I come from, but how did we arrive to the same conclusion? So
Right,
there has
right.
to be truth somewhere because we're not making it up. And clearly, we can see this all across social media. Yeah. Now, if we really want to go into it, look at like Nature Boy, like he developed a whole cult and had people following and acquiescing into his narrative of being a god. Right now, I don't think that anybody held a gun to their head and told them to fly over there and be with him. However, he used his power and his influence over these people. And now look at what has taken place.
Right. He he did, yes, exactly. 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 And what's crazy about his whole knowledge, and men will use religion, like you said, to manipulate women.
Mm-hmm.
And
It absolutely will.
I just see it as the new slave owners.
Oh, I didn't think of it like that.
Yeah, black men have replaced white men slave owners. They suppress and
Oh,
control other black men and women. But black men and women are the only people black men can control. They can't control white women. They can't control white men. They can't control Asian women, Asian men. They can't control the Arab, the Arabian woman. It's not going to happen. They can only control what they can control, but they become the new slave owners. That's what I'm thinking.
Wow, I never thought of it to that magnitude, but now when you think about it, this is very true. It's very true. There's no way they would get away with a lot of things that they do, like antagonizing an Asian woman, because you know why? Their men are going to hold that male accountable. You're not going to get away with mistreating their women and not have to have some accountability. And for melanated men, I don't really think they hold themselves accountable for how they treat these melanated women out here. They don't. They get away with so much. And as you can see, it's all embedded in the churches, all in the religious arenas, in society, across all the, social media, even in politics, the workplace, out just in society. And we are the most neglected, the most unprotected, the most sacrificed, ran over, disregarded. We are disrespected on so many different levels, regardless of whatever we do. And you can put your best foot forward. It is never enough in this world. I'll give you an example of what I mean. Earlier, I had a meeting with a colleague, and she's a melanated woman, and she's actually a broker in real estate. So she owns her own firm, but she told me she is the only African American, that's what she calls herself. She's the only melanated woman that owns a firm for this particular company. And not just that, she said she could count the time on her hands that she has actually had a closing with someone of the Caucasian race. Because one thing that we do know, and this goes back into my title about why we love to hate each other so much, Caucasians like to do business with Caucasians, and melanated people will do business with anyone but their own. So we like to sell ourselves out. She said that she had someone in her family that knew that she did real estate, but instead of them coming to her for the business, they went outside to a stranger. And I've heard something similar to that happening in my own family, because one of the relatives did not want the other relative to make a commission for selling their house. So they went to a Caucasian person to sell their house.
What?
Yes.
Wow.
This is what I'm
Wow.
saying. Like, why is it that we love to hate one another? Like, melanated people, they don't practice empowerment, and they don't practice like real love from one another. Because if you really care about one another, you look out for each other economically, is what I'm saying. And so in his head, he was like, he did not want his relative to make the money or the commission from the sale of his house. So he went to a Caucasian person to sell his house.
Wow.
Mhm.
Talk about misusing your power. 'Cause I mean, when we keep the money between us, it just strengthens us. White people know that. The Arabian people know that. Asian people know that. Jewish people know that. So, if all these communities are doing so great, you would think we would just, I guess, copy and paste what's already been successful. But
Mhm.
instead, what's promoted in our community is to constantly outsource ourselves to these
Mhm.
same communities that are successful, but not create and build that within our own.
Mhm. I
It's
mean,
not it's not really encouraged if you think about it. Like you don't
mhm.
ever hear you don't hear Young Thug talking about, or you don't hear Lil Wayne or Birdman, or you don't ever hear rappers talking about, yeah, let's create our own central banking system and create our own trust funds, and dictate someone as the head of a trust, and then each person that is a leader of their own trust fund can kind of like carpool, or like pull resources from the like this super trust that is like, what? We're not encouraged. That's not encouraged. And the way that I feel about it is that we can't keep using the white man or anyone else as an excuse anymore. When there's so many examples of other different cultures that have a successful blueprint that we could probably copy and paste, and it will work for us too, or create our own system. But at the end of the day, there's no excuse.
Absolutely.
Like, there's really no excuse. Like, I don't
And
know. I
no,
don't
you're
know.
right. No, no, you do know. And you're absolutely right. There is no excuse at this point. A lot of people like to come on and say, oh, the white man this, the white man that. To be honest, I have had help from people that are not my same ethnicity and they were white. They were Caucasian.
Yeah, me
So we
too.
cannot say that, like, as far as business advice, some things, and even, one of my friends that's a mortgage lender, um, was telling me that a lot of his financial advice came from a white person. It did not come from his own, because there a lot of melanated people don't have the information. They're not well informed when it comes to economics and finance. And then if they know something, they don't like to share the information to help the next person get ahead.
Right, that's the problem. Like, there are plenty of men, melanated men right now, who are successful that gatekeep information to keep their quote unquote congregation at a certain intellectual level.
Absolutely, they do.
Like, as the leader of the congregation rises, as everyone who's following the leader of the congregation either stays the same or is not also rising. And that's not, that is like every church blueprint. Every church blueprint is like this.
Hmm.
To me, the reason why I haven't been to a church in 10 years is because I realized how messy, how distracted, and how cult like Christianity has become. It's become this weird cult like, when it comes to the church, it's become this weird cult like performative show instead of actually like creating solutions.
That's interesting. 10 years, you say? 10 years you
Yeah,
haven't
it's
been
been
to a
10 years.
Wow, that's commendable. I think no, I'm not trying to be funny.
But that was funny though.
No, because I know there are a lot of pressures that go on in the melanated community. Like, you have relatives and things like that that are very religious, and they'll feel like, oh, you should come to church. And they feel like church is going to help resolve your problems. And this is why you're having issues, because you're not going to church. That's not true. And I think it's very misleading. I think the last time I've been to church would have been in around 2015 or 2016. So
Okay.
it's been
Yeah.
about 6 years for me.
Yeah, that was a minute ago though.
But for you, you said 10 years.
Yeah, 2012 was the last time I was in church.
Did you grow up in church?
I did.
You did.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was raised Catholic at first, and then we switched to Baptist, and then we switched to evangelistic,
Hmm.
and I learned a lot. I learned good things about the Bible and I guess God and stuff. But then I learned about humanity simultaneously,
Hmm.
and how we just naturally are, even when we do have the tools to do good. And it was disappointing. It's disappointing. I've always been disappointed when I've been in a church.
Hmm.
So I just don't go anymore because it's always drama. The messiness never ends. And it just becomes this weird performative ritualistic show instead of something that is enjoyable.
What's good, veracity exchange? I was just showing that clip about Jamal Bryant. So that's what we're talking about right now. But as far as like the different denominations of the church, did you notice a difference?
I did. Catholic churches are very down to earth and pretty non-theatrical or performative. It's extremely routine and ritualistic, but it doesn't give the same energy as a Baptist black church.
Hmm.
White people in a Catholic setting are not doing the same things as black people in a Baptist setting or even evangelistic, which going from Baptist to evangelistic, I barely saw a difference.
Hmm.
I didn't really see too much of a difference.
So with the overall church thing, I think pretty much the message is the same. It's like you have to live a certain way, do these certain things, and then you'll be accepted, right? But behind all of this, the pastors are not doing the stuff they're telling the congregation to do. So there's still that hypocrisy there.
Yes, it's pretty. It's like a double-edged sword because since we all are human beings, we're all going to sin, and this includes the pastor. So it's just like the church is only going to go as far as the pastor and where he is at or where they are at. And if this person is a straight up hypocrite, then I guess he's going to attract more or less of the same of him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just going to be a congregation of fuck shit going on. That's how I feel.
Right? And Veracity Exchange said, oh, okay, LOL, he's a fool. All that cheating he did on his wife, he had the nerve, LOL, to down Kevin Samuels. So I didn't know that he was.
What?
Yeah, like my mother told me, she kept saying, do you know this pastor? Do you know this pastor? And she's trying to tell me who he was. And she's like, it's this pastor. And I'm like, I don't know because I don't really follow that stuff. And she's like, yeah, he was cheating on his wife again. I said, what? I don't know if it was him or someone else. But allegedly, he has been unfaithful to his wife. So how can you get up here and say all this stuff to people? Because I feel like it's pandering again to the melanated woman, and you're capitalizing off the melanated women's pain. A lot of them has experienced adultery. They've experienced being left as single mothers. They've probably experienced abuse from husbands, being mistreated, not being treated properly. And so they see this as a window of opportunity. And the next thing you know, they're probably going to have books and all types of stuff, seminars, relationship counseling. Like they make so much money off of melanated women pain. That's the part that I feel like is a gimmick. And in a way, it's like a scam. Because
Yes, Seven,
uh-huh.
you just took the word out of my brain. It's giving scammer energy.
Yes.
It's giving like similar to the pro-black people.
Mm-hmm.
They
Oh,
you
yeah.
notice how they bite off of the Christian gimmick?
Yes.
Man, that shit is so wrong,
It's
yo.
messed up.
It's
And
wicked.
yeah, and like even with like the he said it was him, they divorced now. I think, wow, church is a money grab. I agree. And even with like the fake conscious community, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to back away from watching a lot of that nonsense because a lot of that is all a gimmick and a scam. Like really, for real, when you look into the background of these people, they all run in the same circles. They all knew the same people. Like YP came from the conscious community, and a lot of people in the background were supportive of YP.
Very true.
So I just feel like it's the same scenario, it's the same antics. And then you have these YouTube alleged sensations that come on and act like they're for the betterment of the people, and they're really not. They're trying to sell you some type of merchandise, some type of product, some type of service. They're overcharging. And then if they give you any type of like information, they want to charge extreme amounts for it. If you really care about people, you don't have to do all of that. And I'm not saying sell yourself for free, just give away everything. But at some capacity, when do you feel that the betterment of the people is bigger than you because you care about the people? Or do you just care about yourself and your own financial gain? And that's really what I see with a lot of the melanated community, especially with these males. Because if you think about it, they have this thing called the manosphere. They have a whole group out there, and these men support one another when it comes to like Kevin Samuels and his rhetoric, when it comes to like the downing of certain melanated women. Um, but I think we're stronger if we came together as a people because we already got enough divisiveness going on. Why would we need men against women when the men are supposed to be our protectors, our providers? The women are supposed to be the nurturers. And, I just think that we're just so divided, and everybody on the globe can see that melanated people are some of the most broken people on the planet at this point.
Yeah, everyone can see it.
Yeah, very hypocritical. Veracity said pastors use that game to get next to the broken ladies. They will down the men the women date just promote how a man should be to slide in another man's place. Yes, they do. Yes, they will.
So
All day.
is that pastor trying to get the audience that hate Kevin Samuels?
Oh, clearly. Clip. Do we need to show the clip again? I
Yeah, we might have to show it for veracity because this is
mean,
fun.
the ladies be like, Pastor said this, Pastor said that, but truthfully, Pastor trying to get some cat. Ooh, you just said it.
Yes,
Marassa, we about to share this clip real quick. We sure are. Yeah, we're gonna
men who have no authority.
listen to him now. Listen to him. Hold on, I gotta share the screen for you.
I'm screaming, yo.
Oh, he said he saw it. So you've seen it already, Veracity.
Oh, okay.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So anyway, what are your thoughts on that? Like, what do you think he's trying to do? Veracity. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, because clearly I do think he's pandering to the melanated woman. And see, once you pander to the melanated woman's pain and their disappointment, then you win over like their trust, and you get some type of empathy from them. And then it's like, then they want to come over to your side, and then they want to support you. Then they're willing to give you money. Then they're willing to like buy whatever products, merchandise, whatever you're offering. It opens women up to feel like they're able to support you more. And that's what these men realize. And that's,
Yes, like Nature Boy.
oh
All
God.
those women that surround him, it confuses the new people because the new people might hear so many negative things about him. But then
Right.
when they see the women that surround him, it softens it because it's like, well, there's women around him and they support him and they
Right.
feel safe around him. So what's the problem?
And you
And
know,
then they have to go see it for themselves and then they learn. But it's like, yo, that these men know that they use women as a shield. It's straight up exploitation. It's straight up exploitation.
but the women can clearly see on the internet what's going on. So why are they, they say curiosity killed the cat. So if you're so curious, you would go to a whole different country. First of all, you have to have a passport, right? Not everybody's walking around with a. Speaking of passport, I gotta find my passport too because I was looking for it the other day. But you gotta have a passport to go out of the country to go over there. So these women have plenty of opportunity to examine what's going on before they leave. Not just that, but they're choosing to leave behind their own babies, their own children, their own family. Some people will leave their job. Um, I heard one woman, she went to go be with R. Kelly. She left, I think, her whole job. She was a radio talk show host, left her place of living, just left everything to go be with this man. So do you think these women are broken or missing something in some way, and they're trying to like fulfill a void when they go with these men?
Yeah, I think it has to do with our fathers and how that went down. And some women don't have fathers. Some women don't have that love that they're supposed to get. So then they will look for it in a distorted way, especially if they never received it. You'll look for it in a distorted way through a distorted man who might remind you of what you're looking for, or might remind you of how you interacted one time, or depending on the variables on like the relationship with the woman and their father. I think that plays a really big role because I think women just keep searching for this aspect of themselves that maybe they didn't get enough of developing and growing up,
Mm-hmm.
and men take advantage of that.
All day. They're like predators and vultures. And I'll tell anyone, like if I had to speak to a female younger than me, I would tell them males are like predators. Okay. They're just looking for a way to basically pounce on an opportunity. So you just have to be very careful. And I talk like this around males so they can hear me say this. They probably don't like it, but they know it's true. And Veracity Exchange said he's using the women, but women fall for it every time. They talked about the pastor. Now they are back on his side, knowing he has no space to knock Kevin Samuels. Hypocritical once again, and I agree with you as well, Skyticus Jones. I think that women sometimes are trying to fulfill a void. Maybe it's something that their father was not doing. Maybe the father was not there, or not. Maybe he was there but emotionally unavailable, because you do have fathers like that, or they're emotionally unavailable, like Kevin Samuels was, because he had some type of traumatic issue growing up. So he doesn't know how to be a father, let alone be a husband. So it's a
Ooh.
repetitive cycle. No, I'm serious. It's a
But it's
repetitive
true.
cycle.
It's true though.
It is
Yeah.
true. Yes, it's true. Ooh, goodness, man, I can't wait to wash my hair. Yeah, it's true. So then you have men like this giving advice to people, and that's a very toxic way to be. What's good? It's Trill up in the building.
Hey, what's going on?
How you doing?
Doing all right, doing all right.
It's Trill 804. What's good with you? I
Yeah, man.
had to catch on to you real quick. Yeah. So, what are your thoughts about, our whole discussion and topic that we're having
Um,
about?
well, at some point in time, like I said, it's I mean, men only can do what men can do. You know what I mean? And as far as like the pastor, like I said, 2 years ago, all the women were against that pastor, that same pastor. You know what I'm saying? He was cheating on his wife. He had side women and doing everything else under the sun. You know what I mean? And I
Mhm.
mean, he got caught cheating multiple times. And now
Oh,
2 years later, you know what I mean? He dissed Kevin Samuels and he got y'all back. You know what I'm saying? Now all the women supporting him again. You know what I mean?
hey, this is crazy. Like, I had no idea, that all that was going on until I got that clip. And I said, let me see what this is about. And I was like, unbeknownst to me, he was just going off
Yeah,
talking about,
but,
oh,
but,
yeah.
but it was just to get back in popularity. You know what I'm saying? He probably don't feel that way, but he knew that was a hot topic and
Mhm.
everybody was gonna ride with it. So now today he trending. You know what I mean?
But I like hearing this from a male's perspective, because one thing I do know is that other men know how other men think. And
Yeah,
one thing that women do is they discredit men. Like, a male could tell you, oh, he's just doing this for that, or he's doing this for this reason. And the
right.
woman would turn around and say, oh, now you don't know what you talking about. He's sincere, or he's this, and that. And then you turn around later on and find out, oh, he was right the whole time, because women want to think they know so much, but they're
Yeah,
not a man, so they don't think like men.
yeah. Most men, we see the scams, man. We pick up on the scams. You know what I mean?
It's true.
I mean, most women live in hope. Most men live in reality. So women are hope that guy's, being honest and that pastor's being straightforward. You know what I mean? But as
Right.
far as us guys, I seen the play. As soon as I seen it, I was like, man, this dude got the nerve. You know what I'm saying? And,
See?
and then as soon as you look into the audience, you see all of the women clapping and smiling, and you know what I mean?
Yep, you sure did. Because that's who I primarily saw. I primarily saw women up there,
Yeah.
and
So he back in the women's favor now. He good now. He to the good.
they primarily feel, they seem like they were touched. He touched an emotion in them, and so
Right.
women are emotional creatures. Now, I think men think more with logic. Women think more with feelings.
It's
Am I
more
right or
feelings
am I
than
wrong?
emotion. Right, right. I mean, it's no different than me calling and me saying like, "Hey, man, y'all ugly. Both of y'all ugly," and I just disrespect y'all, and then another guy come on here and be like, "Man, y'all not ugly. Y'all beautiful." You know what I'm saying? That guy might have said the same thing. You know what I'm saying behind the scenes, but since he said that to you, y'all be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. He in that corner." You know what I mean? Guys just say stuff sometimes just to get on the good side. Like me, I always told you that. Like I'm always straightforward, you know what I mean? And I don't cut corners. But guys tell y'all anything just to get on the good side. I'd rather just tell you the truth
Uh-huh.
or say how I feel and let you deal with it. And if you want to rock with me, rock with me. But other guys don't operate like that.
And I respect that. So basically, you go back into the point that I made earlier about guys having motives.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So, like, say you just came up here and dissed both myself and Sky because Jones or whatever. and
Right.
you're like, oh, both of y'all ugly, y'all don't know what y'all talking about, y'all this, y'all that. The
Right.
next dude might jump on the panel and say, yeah, what's good? F all of that. What Trill talking about? Y'all melanated queens up there, y'all beautiful sisters.
Right.
That's what's wrong with black men today. They don't,
Oh,
they don't
yeah,
respect
you're gonna
women.
get all of the perks, man. Yeah, that's what's wrong with black men. They don't know how to respect the queen and whoop de whoop de whoop de whoop. And then they're gonna reel y'all in, and then y'all gonna get on their good side, and maybe y'all might hit it off. And then like a month later, he gonna say the same thing I said. You know what I'm saying?
And
once he
another,
once he get what he got from you now, and it's like, oh man, F them, man, such and such and such. You know what I mean?
another thing they like to do, and I was talking about this too, is they like to, all right, so they'll come up here like, oh yeah, Grand Rising, peace, queen, power to the people. So they'll come at you at that conscious level angle.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
really, that's like what Skyetics was saying earlier. That's going one and the same with the church, if you really think
yeah,
about
yeah.
it. Because
Right.
same antics is just from a different scenario. Like they're not using Jesus or Jesus in the church, but they're
Right.
using consciousness to do it. And
Yeah,
they're,
well,
oh, black woman is God.
it's just that uplifting, man. I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. All of that stuff is pimp tactics, man. It ain't got nothing to do. It ain't got nothing to do with, you know what I'm saying, the church or the conscious community. It's pretty much pimp tactics. You know what I mean?
Tactics.
Yep, he's
I mean,
absolutely
that's
right.
just yeah, it's pimp tactics. You know, they've been doing that in the church for a long time. Like I
That's what
said, man.
Nature Boy be doing, and then he'll say he is a pimp. He actually told the truth about his fuck ass self. Like, I'm a
Yeah,
pimp.
but when they tell the truth, it's like it don't matter at that point because they already too far gone. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right, right.
You know, once you want.
And the people that follow him too are too far gone. Like, even when he tells the truth about himself and expose himself, they still gonna follow him anyway though.
Right, you know,
It
like
might
one
it might even go over their head. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, man. Once you cross that barrier and you got them in love with you after that, love is blind, you know what I mean? That's like one of the old pimp tactics back in the day. They used to say, hey man, just make love to that woman for like 3-4 days straight, nonstop. You know what I'm saying? And tell her all the good shit that she wanna hear. And after that, man, you locked in. You can do pretty much what you want after that. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Especially if they got low confidence, you know what I'm saying? And it's just the same thing the pastors do. They'll knock the boyfriend or husband that you got, and they just talking to you just so you can get on their good side. You know what I'm saying? And then you go home and be like, well, the pastor said this, the pastor said that. So now
Right.
your husband looking at you with like, damn, if you like the pastor, go be with the pastor. You know what I'm saying? But the pastor
Hmm.
knowing that he's causing a rift in between y'all relationship, and then
Right.
in hope that he can slide in that position as well. And which is we know that often the pastors do slide into that position.
That's some cold
I
stuff.
mean, but it's the same as the shoulder, the crown. When you break up with somebody, you be like, oh, well, I got a male friend. If it's okay to have male friends, but some of these male friends just want you to cry on their shoulders so they can catch you on the rebound. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly right. I agree with
Yeah,
that wholeheartedly. That's
I do
100.
too.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the pastors use the same tricks that everybody else use, man. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the tricks, but that's that's the politics, man.
So basically, you're saying a lot of these men out here are disingenuous.
Yes, but at the same time, a lot of these women know what's going on. Like I said, women live in hope. So even though you know that it's not right, y'all be hoping that it is right. A lot of times y'all know that the situation is too good to be true. Let's put it that way.
Yes, 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 yes. You're right.
But y'all live
But
in hope.
but
Y'all live
but
in
but
hope.
instead of practicing healthy skepticism and doubt,
Right,
we'll live in the delusion of hope.
right, right, right.
It's true.
I like the way you put that, Sky.
Yeah, that's true. True story, man.
The delusion
Yeah, if
of
you got a boyfriend and y'all struggling, and I'm like, well, look, man, your boyfriend ain't taking care of you right. I can do this, I can do that, man. He should treat you like a queen. I
hope.
would do this, man. I would rub your feet every day. I would. When people start telling you all this over the top type of stuff, man, that's not reality. You know
Okay.
what I'm saying? But it makes you look at your guy like, well, damn, if this guy's willing to do this, then maybe I should reevaluate my situation. But that guy just talking. You know what I'm saying? That guy just saying all of that stuff because it sounds
Yeah.
good.
That
Right.
but in the same breath, y'all know that it don't sound right, but it's like it make y'all feel good that somebody want to do that for you. You know what I mean?
So he's basically just full of game, y'all. That's what he's saying.
Yeah, but y'all be knowing, y'all hit a game, y'all know it. You don't talk to your girl like, girl, I don't know, I don't know, it don't sound too right, but y'all rock with it anyway. You know.
Yo, look, I know people who have thrown away their whole relationship because of that.
Right, and they'd probably not call you like, girl, what you think? I mean, I don't know. And you be like, man, that dude full of it. Dude ain't got no job.
You are so right. Oh my God.
Smooth talkers and streetwalkers, y'all.
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah, like
is.
I said, man. Like I said, y'all live in, y'all. Most women live in hope. Not all, but most women just have a, you know, y'all believe in more things than most men. Like a woman can't just tell me anything and I'm just gonna go for it. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? I'm gonna ask a lot of questions. Y'all really don't. Y'all will ask some questions, but it's like y'all want to live inside of the dream and the fairy tale at the same time.
That's interesting. So
It
do you
is. It is.
Yeah, but okay, so do you think for some reason women live in fairy tales because they are always sold a fairy tale like from the very beginning as
Right.
children?
Mm-hmm.
I think it is. I think it is a part of programming and conditioning. You know what I'm saying?
It is. I think
You know,
so.
most women want to, just like the want to get married, the house with the white picket fence and the dog and the kids and all of that. Like they say all of that stuff, man, but nobody break it down to you like what you got to go through to get all of that. You know what I'm saying? So when you see that you get to a certain age in life and you never obtain those things, the first guy to come by and start talking like that is like, man, I finally met him. I finally met the man of my dreams. You know what I'm saying? But that's not even, it's programming. That's not like a reality. Like the average person don't live that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? People get married and people go through struggles and people go through whatever, but it's like they make it seem like it's just peaches and cream, man, and you're gonna be the happiest person alive. You know what I mean?
So these stories that we hear about like the Little Mermaid, Cinderella, Snow White, Beauty and the Beast,
I've
Lady
never
and the
seen it.
Tramp.
I've never seen it.
Oh, you never saw the Disney
No, I
movies
saw the movie, but I've never seen it in real life.
in real life. Hmm. I'm trying to think now, who have we seen in real life?
Yeah, tell
Oh,
me.
you know what they like to say? Michelle and Obama. I mean, Michelle and Obama.
We don't know those. We don't know those people.
Right. We don't know those people.
We know the illusion of those people. You know what I'm saying? They ain't no different than the people in Hollywood. We don't
That
know
is
those
very
people.
true. So we are fed these stories because every president, they always have to put a family together and market and package it and sell it to us. But we
Right.
know that Michelle is not really Michelle and Obama is not really Obama and those children are not really their children, but it's the whole package that was marketed to America and everybody's looking up to them saying, "Oh yeah, I want me an Obama. I want me a family like Michelle and Obama," but that was a packaged family.
Right.
It's not real. It's all an
Yeah.
illusion.
Everything we get in life is marketed to us, man. We don't pick our celebrities. We don't pick nothing. They give us, they give all of these things to us. We think
Right.
we choose these people. We don't choose nothing in life.
We don't choose them because how many times have we had to turn the radio on and the songs are basically just shoved down our throats like the
Yep.
Any
same
song,
songs.
any song can come on the radio. I mean, we can make a song right now. If the record labels want to push it and they play it 10 million times, it's programming. You can automatically start to like that song.
Yeah,
Everybody, it's plenty of songs that came out that people hated in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? But you
right.
just hear it so much. You hear it so much like, oh, it ain't that bad. Oh no,
Yeah,
it's not catchy. Oh no, this song hot. It's really
that's
not.
true. That is true. That is so freaking true. Because you know what song I used to get on my nerves? That song by Drake, the Hotline
Oh
Bling.
my God. I was just about to say Hotline Bling. That song is so fucking annoying, but that shit grew on me.
Yes.
Yeah, because you heard it every 5 minutes.
Uh-huh. I
I
just
mean,
like
it's just like you look at like Hollywood when they do like the 100 sexiest men, 100 sexiest women. Man, we never pick those people, but people actually start looking at those men, and some of those men or women might not be attractive, But since somebody made this magazine and said he's the top 100, you'd be like, oh, nah, she beautiful. Oh, man, that man look good. But if you saw that man in the street, you wouldn't have looked at him twice.
But
Well, that alludes to the fact that all of this shit is just programming.
Right,
We're literally all being programmed, even down to the pimp, even down to the game talking. We
right,
watched movies and TV shows and read books or whatever of that same type of dynamic happening, or we've seen it in real life.
right.
So it's like really a monkey see, monkey do thing now. We're just kind of playing out what has been downloaded into our consciousness. And now we're having a conversation about it and breaking it apart and talking about our own programming and
Right.
seeing that it's not working. So then how are we going to deprogram, and what are we going to reinstall in us that's going to change our behavior?
You mean as far as we as a whole?
Yeah, as far as like women and
It'll,
men and how
it'll
we
never
interact with each other.
it'll never happen.
And why do you say that?
We inside of the matrix. The matrix, it's like going to the casino. You know, when you go to the casino, they'll let you win here and there, but most of the time you're gonna lose.
Right. It's a
It's
rigged
a no
game.
win situation. So when you're inside of the matrix, I mean, it's built a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? The matrix don't lose. You know, it's not a we can't change the consciousness inside of the matrix. You're gonna get a few
Right.
people. You know, we're gonna wake up. You might be in tune. I might be in tune. Seven might be in tune, but for the rest of the people, it's not gonna happen.
Right. Like if you're playing, me and you are playing GTA, and it's
Right.
me and you in the lobby, we are aware of each other.
Right.
We know what's up. We can do whatever, right? But there's still AI everywhere.
Exactly.
And there's nothing we can do to change GTA 5.
Right.
It's always going to be GTA 5.
Exactly. Yeah. So I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it'll never change. You know, and that's I think that's the problem that we're having, because so many people like, what can we do? What can we do? It's really nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing. I mean, you got TV shows, you got media, you got social media. It's too many things to fight against, and it causes so much division. You got one person that believes this way, one person that believes that way. Then soon as a celebrity come out and say one thing, it cancels all of your beliefs. Now you believe what the celebrity say. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's crazy.
that's true. That is
All,
true.
all they got to give you is a reputable face and say, hey, Jay-Z said such and such, and he got an inside scoop on this, and this is the truth, and everybody gonna follow it.
Oh
You
man,
know?
Jay Z the boss, man. Jay Z said it, man. Like he know what he talking about. Oh, he
Yeah,
woke.
it could be any public figure, man. Any public figure. Once they say it, it's stamped. It's like, oh no, he wouldn't lie to us. She wouldn't lie to us.
Right, right. And then on top, like you are so right, Trill. And they do that with so many different agendas, like
Right,
with the K-19,
right.
the K-19. Yeah, remember when celebrities started getting K-19?
Yeah,
That's when we started to be. That's when the masses were like, yeah, K-19 is real. When
right, right,
Idris Elba got it, when that basketball player got it, when our prior POTUS got it, they played the fuck out of us.
right.
They played the fuck out of us, yo.
Yeah, that's the
It's just
world, man.
crazy.
So I always just tell people, man, I just feel like if you know what's going on, I stopped teaching people a long time ago. As long as I know what's going on, all I can do is try to pass the information, you know, to my family and things like that. And even some of them, they don't really care. Some people don't care. Some people, it's the same thing. Like I said, some people live in reality and some people live in the illusion. Sometimes it's too hurtful to know the truth. So some people don't even want to know. They don't want to know. They just want to go through life, live and die. They don't want to know none of that. You know what I mean?
That's very true.
I mean, everybody don't want to be woke. It might sound crazy, but everybody don't want to be woke.
No, they sure don't.
Yeah, I mean, if we all found out the truth, like the real universal truth, and accepted it as a whole, I don't think some of us would be alive right now. Because
But
I
I
think
think
it would be too much for some people to accept. So they would either literally drop dead, or like what you were saying, Trill, is just reject the truth in its
right. I mean,
entirety.
A lot of people know the truth. I mean, if it's a lot of people do know the truth, just like we were talking about earlier about like relationships. A lot of people know if they got a good partner. And sometimes you can get finessed. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes you can get tricked out of your position. But a lot of times we get these signs and we get these you know what I'm saying, keys where we like, hey man, this ain't right, but we stay anyway. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with being woke. You know what I mean? Some people know exactly what's going on, but the lie sounds so much better, and it's easier to act like it's not going on. You know what I'm saying? Uh, you can think about like all of the, like I tell people all the time, the stuff that going on the internet. The internet is only like 5% of Google is like 15% of the world web or something like that. 5%, 15%, I can't remember. You get on the dark net, it's a completely different website. You know what I'm saying? And
It
you got
sure
you
is.
got access to everything under the sun. And if everybody was to see the dark net, I believe a lot of people probably commit suicide, man.
Yes,
You know?
they would. It's bad.
So, and I tell people all the time, the dark net is really our true reality. You know what I'm saying? The internet is filter, is a filtration system where it's gonna give you sports, it's gonna give you weather, it's gonna give you all of the, you know, even when you see the murders or the deaths, that's light work. When you get on the dark net, you're gonna see really what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see all of the bad stuff.
Yeah, it's
It's
pretty
nothing,
bad.
it's nothing good on the dark net.
Yeah.
Wow. So
Nothing
basically,
but truth right here. Trill, you are real as fuck, Trill. Let's
Yeah.
go.
yeah, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, he gets
So
deep with it.
yeah, so you get desensitized, man. Once you really know what's going on in the world, like I said, when I hear the news and I see, 20 people were murdered, this happened and that happened, you know, I always tell people, hey, you got to get on the dark net. And when you see what's going on on the dark net, those 20 murders don't sound too bad.
Right. Because everything on the dark net, like on the internet, pales in comparison to what's actually happening, like
Right.
on the dark net. Right.
Right.
Yeah. Like, wow.
Yeah, the
Wow.
internet, Google is heaven. You know what I'm saying? It,
Oh God.
you can read the worst story on Google, man, and it's heaven compared to the dark net.
That's
Got me
just
curious
crazy.
now. I heard about this dark net many years ago.
Yeah. You don't want,
Yeah. It's a
I mean, like I
lot.
said, it'll shatter your reality. You know what I'm
It
saying?
will. It
Uh-huh.
will really flip everything upside down. I found out about Tor. Well, at least that was one browser I used. That shit fried my computer, and I never got back on the dark net again.
Oh my.
But I think I gave myself away because I didn't have no VPN. I didn't have nothing to protect myself. I was like in high school when
Right.
I found out about it. So that's probably when my computer don't work no more. And I haven't
That's
been on it
crazy.
since. But what I saw, and it was barely anything, was enough for me to be like, yeah, this ain't it for me.
Oh yeah, you can pretty much see whatever you want to see. I mean, everything. I mean,
Yeah, everything.
I'm not gonna say
Everything.
what's on the dark net, but you know, any and everything.
Yeah,
Oh
a
wow.
lot. And you
The
can
worst.
even see like other, I'm not even gonna say it, but it's, you can, what I will say is you can see other people online. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, and there be so many people online. Like, right. It's like, what the fuck? And you have no idea that this is going on.
Right. You got people making bids and buying certain things and having certain strange requests, and you can buy people personal information. You can do everything, anything under the sun if you got the money.
Mm, 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 mm.
So the main question is who runs the darknet? You know what I
That's
mean?
what look, that's what I want to know. Yeah, who runs this?
Exactly. We get all
Oh,
of these missing people. You know, some of these missing people end up on the darknet.
wow, man. This is
Yeah.
this is crazy.
Yeah. It's just wow, man.
Mm, mm, mm. So do you think now I was just gonna ask, do you think politicians be on that dark net propositioning deals?
Um, I mean, as far as I wouldn't say proposition, and it's just I think everybody on the darknet. You know, I believe the politicians they got a strong hold on it. I mean, like I said, because somebody had to make a filtration system. Who
Mhm.
made the filtration system?
That's right.
You know,
Who did?
the dark net reached country to country.
Mm,
Yes.
It's not just in the United States. I mean,
Yeah,
you
it's all over the world. Like
right,
you
yeah,
can see
it's a
people
huge
all over the world online at the same time doing shit.
right.
And it's like, what the fuck, man? This is weird. Like, this shit blew my mind. I was a senior in high school. This was actually 10 years ago. Yeah,
Right.
2012.
Wow. So you knew about it way before I did, Sky.
Oh, yeah. I had a buddy who's super big into, white dude, really big into IT shit back then. I'm sure he's probably a millionaire by now. His name was Corey. But he's the one that told me about the dark net. And he
Right.
told me like you can download, like he showed me how to do it. That shit fucked me up, yo. And I was like, bruh, I'm not going back on that bitch. And he was like,
I wasn't that bad.
I'm not surprised. It's
Well,
crazy on there.
it's not something. I mean, I done seen a few things on there a few times, but it when you first see it, like I said, it shatters your reality. It
Mhm.
shatters your reality to see so many people online. It's not, it's not like right now. I mean, it's thousands and thousands of people, looking at all of this content or making purchases or doing
Mhm.
whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
it was
true.
weird because it's not like the regular internet where you log on and
Right.
Mhm.
it's not at all. It's like a different, it's way different.
Yeah,
And
I
the fact
mean,
that you can see everybody else and they can see you, that's what shocked me. I was like, I feel safe like this. Like, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird.
So can you just turn your webcam off?
I mean, yeah, you could
No,
get a
it wasn't like that for me when I went on there. It was more so like, imagine if you have a radar and then you see a bunch of dots and those dots are people. It was like that. That's what it was like for me. I could see like the dots flashing and I could see people all around the world. And it was like
right.
red dots and they were all online. And it was including myself. And I was like, this is weird,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a worldwide. I mean, it's connected worldwide. I mean, you can make orders from East Asia if you want to. You know what I'm saying? You want to,
Right.
you can order a tiger, that from a tiger to people to firearms to whatever you want to. You want to order a bomb, some hand grenades. Everything is on the dark net.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
right? He said hand grenades.
Sounds
Yeah, but
so.
I mean honest. So that's when when you hear people like get caught, like you might hear like, oh, it was a drugs trap a drug raid and they found these weapons and different things at people's house. You're like, how do these people get these weapons? Yes, some people got military connections, but a lot of that stuff come off the dark net. That
Mm.
shit, they send it right to your doorstep.
Oh my God. I'm screaming.
Yeah. Look, and I think I'm doing something because y'all, when I went on into my email today, ironically, YouTube is pulling videos down that I put up 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking, and I should pull it up so you can see it. They said brown girls are beautiful.
What's the
Are you serious?
why they took them down?
Yes.
I'm about to find it now. I don't understand. This is the second one. So they're going back 2 years ago and I guess somebody's watching it, watching my videos and taking them down.
Is YouTube like taking it down itself?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. Actually, let me see here. I'm gonna find it right now and see what it says. Cause y'all know I haven't been talking about CVID or anything like that. I've been watching what I'm saying. So this was at 1:54 a.m. this morning. Hi, Brown Girls Are Beautiful 7. We wanted to let you know our team reviewed your content and we think it violates our medical misinformation policy. We know you may not have realized this was a violation of our policies, and so we're not applying a strike to your channel. However, we have removed the following content from YouTube. Video is called Misinformation Within History Regarding Black Lives Matter, Gene Manipulation, and Bill Gates.
Nope, nope, they're not having that. If you mention Bill Gates, Elon Musk, anything, nope, because they did the same thing to one of my videos when I said it was literally a video called, oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad. The title had vaccine, it had that word, then Elon Musk.
Uh-huh.
and they was like, they gave me the same exact guideline strike that they gave you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just from the title alone, they're gonna be on your channel like a hawk.
I know. So I really think that this channel right now is already shadow banned, to be honest, because of the content that I have been speaking about. And that wasn't the it was another one. They did it back in like
Oh,
April. What's good, Trill? You back up here.
yeah, they kicked me off, man.
Oh, how they gonna kick cause you talking that truth, man?
Yeah, it said it gave me like an error message and said I've been disconnected. Kicked me
That's
off.
crazy. You didn't say
Oh
anything.
wow.
I had to close my whole YouTube out and come back on.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That's crazy. But you didn't say anything. You
yeah, I
know,
don't know. They might take this live down. You never know.
we ain't say nothing. Like I man, like
But you know,
I don't know. They might, but because
they got trigger
I
words. You
know
know, when got trigger words. You know, maybe
they
like the doc
do.
that certain words. You know what I'm saying? Who knows?
Yes,
really.
and that's what me and Seven were just talking about because she was talking about how one of her videos got taken down, and when she read the title, I was like, yeah, no, they not playing about. Her title was just screaming like, yeah, YouTube is
Yeah, all of
definitely.
that count. Titles count, hashtags count, your thumbnail count,
Uh-huh.
anything, even like I said, the words once you get off live and they upload to YouTube, they it's like a like almost like the algorithm type thing where like they scan your video for certain words. So
Yeah.
sometimes it take YouTube a while to get around to it.
So we gotta
Yeah.
speak in code around here, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, when it comes to YouTube and TikTok and these certain platforms, because they're virtual private companies or entities, so they don't have to adhere to the US Constitution in any way at all. So because they're virtual, they're not real, they're not bound by a geographical landmass like the United States is, then there's no law they have to follow. There's no constitution they have to adhere to. There's no law they have to initiate or enforce because YouTube doesn't enforce or initiate or enact laws. The US government does, which is a land body mass. YouTube is not a land body mass. It's a virtual private entity. They are not a state actor. They're not a government actor, and they can't make laws. So they don't have to adhere to the US Constitution. And neither
Right.
does TikTok or Twitch or Snapchat or any of these virtual private companies because they are like a virtual DC. They operate on their own. They're their own autonomous AI virtual entity that has nothing to do with the Constitution at all or any landmass that's tied to laws. So it's kind of like no man's land, but because it got out of hand, that's when they have to do their own guidelines. That's when they have to make their own rules. And so there is no free speech when it comes to YouTube. There's no free speech on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, IG. Like none of that is actually real.
Right.
And I
I've
think a
been telling
lot of
people.
us have a misconception that that all of these virtual platforms have to adhere to the U.S. Constitution. No, they don't.
Yeah, I've been telling people that for years. Yeah, there's no free speech on social media. That doesn't exist.
Facts. And it's not real at all. There's free speech on in the United States when you're talking with other people and face to face. But if you're in your house and you on YouTube or Twitch or TikTok or Snapchat or any streaming platform, you adhere to that virtual company's guidelines. That has nothing to do with any constitution on the United States or Europe or any laws anywhere.
Right.
So yeah, this shit's crazy. Because I know a lot of people have this misconception, like YouTube is censoring me under their guidelines. It has nothing to do with the U.S. Constitution, though.
Right. This is correct.
Hmm. Well, thank you so much for that. For that
Absolutely,
knowledge.
absolutely. I found that the hard way through young fecal dust, young Pharaoh.
Oh
When I
God.
looked up his paperwork in regards to the YouTube lawsuit, I found out from looking into that paperwork that youth is not a state actor or government actor, doesn't enforce or enact or initiate laws. It is a private virtual company. So,
Right.
so Young Pharaoh is never going to win that lawsuit. Nobody will, because it doesn't adhere to the U.S. Constitution. If you're suing YouTube for the first Constitution, or or you're suppressing money from them. No, as soon as you sign the guidelines, you adhere to their rules.
Right.
That has nothing to do with the U.S. Constitution at all. So thanks to Young Fucking Fecal Dust, yeah, I learned about YouTube even more, and I made a whole video about it.
Oh, I have to check that out.
Yeah, I read through all the paperwork of his court case. It was actually kind of funny because all the 9 things that he tried to charge or claim that YouTube was doing to him was just absolutely and utterly ridiculous, and it's just very cringy and kind of funny to the fact that he tried to really like take YouTube on. And it's just like, and then when I read the paperwork, I was just like, damn. When I found out about the state actor thing and that all these social media platforms don't adhere to the U.S. Constitution, I was like, damn, this changes the narrative.
So that explains it why people keep saying that they got banned on I think Instagram.
Right.
They be banning people on Instagram and all types of stuff.
Yeah, that's why. That's why it changes the complete narrative, doesn't it? Once you like know the truth of the fact that these private virtual companies are not bound by the law.
Well, I mean, yeah, but that makes sense, you know. And then also we got to see who funds them and all types of stuff, you know. So
True.
Basically, they got everything they want. They already got it on lock, basically.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want us talking about certain stuff on their platform. So it just is what it is. But I just thought it was quite outrageous that they would go. And my channel is small, but I guess that doesn't care. That you'll go back 2 years ago and find these videos and start pulling them down.
Like I said, it's based on keywords. So whatever, you know, maybe they did an update sometime this week or something like that, and you know, reconfigured some things, and you know, YouTube pinged it. You know what I'm saying? It's not because it's not an actual person going through looking at this stuff. You know, it's all automated.
Yeah.
So they might have did an update, you know what I'm saying, and put some new keywords in or new titles or new whatever, and you know, you might have landed on the radar. You know what I mean?
I landed on the radar.
Landed on the radar.
Well, that's why. Okay, I'm gonna re-upload them to my Patreon because I don't have time for this nonsense. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is.
I have Patreon 7.
Yes, I have Patreon. I have to.
I need that link. So I can support.
Oh, thank you so much. Definitely. There I have a Patreon, and like on there, sometimes I do like personal videos. You can kind of see me going throughout my daily activities in my life because it's kind of personable. So I didn't want to plaster that all over YouTube. Now, some people might try to go on there now just so they can be nosy. But yeah. And I just, you know, I see how so many people like, you know, when you're on YouTube, you open yourself up to a whole lot of criticism.
Right.
Even if you're trying to come from a positive space, you still open yourself up for a lot of criticism for whatever reason, because you have a lot of negative entities, parasitic entities that just like to dwell in low vibrational energy. And for whatever reason, they like to attach themselves to people. And I don't know what that's about. So I try to be very strategic about how I maneuver and the things that I say and the discourse that I have and the energy that I attract to my channel. Because, you know, everybody's not going to agree with what you say, what you do, what you stand for, what you represent. They're going to find something to attack and antagonize with your channel. It just doesn't matter. They like to be negative. And I noticed that negativity definitely sells, especially on a public platform.
It is correct.
Yes, it is correct. But I just refuse to be, you know, in that negative realm. I just can't do it. But some people can do it, you know, like, you know, we mentioned some people. You see YouTube channels all the time. They going back and forth with each other. I'm not going to name any names, but they gain a lot of followers and a lot of attention and a lot of cash apps and all types of stuff because of those antics.
But that's also programming though as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
we're conditioned to, you know what I'm saying, pay attention to negativity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, when you watch the news, most people only watch the news for the negative. They don't watch it because it was a great day outside and
No, they don't.
Right.
like, somebody learned how to ride their tricycle. You know what I mean?
That is true.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
true.
very true.
You look
Yeah.
at the news, you're like, oh, who got murdered last night, or whose store burned down, or who, or, what's going on in the war, 10 countries over, and you pay attention to that.
Yeah. That's true. But I'm just saying, like, imagine if there were more positivity going on YouTube and just even in general on TV, on the news, that could change the subconscious of a lot of people, and then
Right,
that will ignite, into the atmosphere, the universe, the energy of the people. But
right.
and that's another
But
reason.
that's where the money is, like you just said,
Yeah,
that's where the money at. So when you look
right.
at these corporations and you look at the news, it's always some kind of controversy or something going on. You know what I mean? Because that's, like I said, that's what people pay attention to. So when
Mhm.
you get on YouTube and you're positive, it's hard to build a channel where you're positive because people always say they want positive, but truthfully, when I know a lot of people with positive channels and nobody watch them, you know what I'm saying? Nobody tune in. They might tune in to see what you're talking about and be like, oh, this too positive. Then they'll click on somebody else who like MF this and F that and whoop de whoop and I beat your ass and whoop de woo and then they like you locked in for 2 hours watching that. You know what I mean?
Well, some people think that positivity is boring. So they
Right,
need
right,
excitement in their life. They need something negative. They need dramatics, some drama is what they
right,
need, because I guess that ignites something inside of them
right.
for
I mean,
whatever
you look at,
reason.
like I said, you just look at the news, man. Like CNN do it, Fox News do it. You know what I'm saying? They all of them do the same strategy, man. They gonna say some controversial stuff to make you, give you something to talk about for the next 10 hours or until the next morning when you go to work or something like that.
Right. But see, even with the news, it's fabricated.
Yeah,
A lot of that stuff is scripted and made up, and they pick and choose what they want to share. They don't
right.
have to share some of that nonsense that they be put. And then I be seeing how they just be digging for something to put on the news. Like, it be some stupid nonsense, like,
Yeah.
this is all you had to report on.
Right. No, you're right.
That's
I
all
just
they have.
stop watching the news. When I hear about news, it's like little clips on YouTube. That's enough for me, because I
Yeah, I
can't.
haven't watched the news, man, and I think it's been probably 10 years.
For real.
Yeah, I haven't watched the news in 10 years.
That's
God
a
bless you. God bless you. Because you ain't missing nothing.
Oh, I mean, once I realized it was fake, I stopped watching it. I hadn't watched the news.
Okay.
It had to be about 10 years. It might be a little more, but I don't, my mom used to be like, oh, I'll call her and be like, what the weather gonna be? She's like, well, why you don't just watch the news? Oh, now you can check on your phone, of course, but yeah, I don't even look at like news. You know how news clippings and things come on your phone, when you got your phone and sometimes it'll put all that stuff on your screen. I
Yeah.
take, I take all of that stuff off of my phone. When I get cell phones, I delete and unprogram all of those apps and everything. I don't want to see none of that.
Oh,
I
that's
don't,
what's
I don't,
up.
I don't want to hear about no wars. I don't want to hear about no nothing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm really out the loop unless I, like I said, get on social media and catch something that somebody talking about. But
Yeah.
the news, like I told my mom, man, by not watching the news in 10 years, I haven't lost anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm not out the loop as far as life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
I'm out the loop on gossip, but not real life.
true.
Right.
But yeah, but see, that's what they want to do. They want to program us and feed us gossip. So that's all we
Right,
pay attention to. And we don't pay attention to our real lives. We can't build anything that way for ourselves if we're always looking at what's going on outside of us.
right, right.
Like that war. Is that war still going on in Ukraine? I don't even know
Yeah,
if that's
yeah,
still,
it's
it
still
is.
going on. They got
Oh,
all kind of, they got the stuff going on in Israel right now, so that's the new topic.
okay. I didn't even know that. Thank you for telling
Yeah, it's something about some. I don't know. Somebody died. Long story short, somebody died, and they got some kind of street war going on with the police and the people and all kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
me. Mm.
Oh, wow. That sounds like
Yeah.
a hot
So like,
mess.
yeah. So they out there, like I guess the officers out there beating up the people and all kinds of things.
That's
What
messed
the
up.
fuck?
That is messed up.
But but like I always tell people, and it's crazy. Maybe I'm desensitized, but I don't be caring about nothing that's going on the other side of the world. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause we got enough stuff going on right here. You know, so
Yeah.
when I hear people like this is going on here, this is going on there, this is going on, I'm like, man, we got all that going on right here, and the news don't report on half of it.
That's how I be feeling, True. It's like,
Yeah,
why does the news want us to care so much about other people, but not the domestic situations and and stuff that's going on here?
but
The shit is whack.
and I'm gonna tell you why. It goes back to what I say. All of the stuff that I say, it all go back to the same thing. They
The
don't want
whole
nobody to tap into the reality. So as long as we don't talk about uh the murders, the millions of homeless people, and all of this stuff, even though we see them, as long as it's not a subject or a topic, it doesn't exist. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
Um, they don't care. You know, we looking at, like, I saw somebody the other day, a couple news shows was showing like botched surgeries when women going to Brazil to get surgeries, and they done found this doctor, and they said, like, 100 people done died by this doctor in Brazil. How did y'all find that
What's the name?
information? Huh?
What's the name of the doctor?
I don't know. You can I'll find it and send it to her. But it should be trending right now. But my thing is this: that guy is in Brazil. We got people here doing that. We got all kind of people in the medical field, man, that only supposed to have a license. You know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to have a license, but I mean, don't have a license.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We got
Mm.
stuff like that going on right here, but they don't talk about it.
That's true.
Yes.
It's plenty of people that die in the medical field here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of doctors got a lot of deaths, but it's just, they just make it, you always point your finger in another direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that goes back into what I say. We focus on things outside of ourselves. We'll never focus on building ourselves up.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like we could never, like say you want to write a book. You're not writing your book because you're worried about what somebody else doing on the other side of the world. Like it makes no
Right.
sense.
Right.
This stuff doesn't make sense, and they force feed this stuff down our throats, really. And I'm
And 99.9% of the time, you're never even going to visit the other side of the world where these things are going on at.
probably not.
Or you might not even meet any people from that location in your lifetime, in your lifespan.
Or have a discourse with them, to be
Right.
honest.
Right.
Right. But people get so emotional about what they see, and see the news plays on that all the time. Politicians know how to manipulate people when it comes to their emotions,
Right.
and we give our energy away like that. We give our power away when we do that.
Well, that's what they used to do with that. What was that commercial they used to show? Y'all know them that animal commercial they used to come on, save the animals at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, and they play that little sad music, or they show the starving kids in Asia at like 2, 3 in the morning.
Oh yeah, those starving kids would get to me.
Right, right. But the thing is, they know they playing on your emotions, because see, when you give and you donate to those people, they only they only have to, I think it's what, 25%, or might be 35%, maybe. So for every dollar, you really only donating 30 cents to that kid. You know what I'm saying? Because they keeping the other 70 cents. You know what I'm saying? So,
Wow.
yeah, and that's by law. By law, any type of charity donations, a lot of people don't know when it comes to charity, they don't give them the whole. If you give them $200, man, they probably only getting, like I said, $60 out of that 200. The other money going in their pocket.
I used to wonder, like, how is $1 a day feeding a child? I used to wonder about that.
Well, but it's not even $1. They only getting 30 cents. That's 70 cents going into the person who's running the fundraiser.
I'm screaming. I'm done.
They exploit
Yeah.
those kids. That's messed up.
But you can look it up. You might can look it up on Google right now. But that's an actual law. You don't have to. You only have to use a certain percent, and as long as they use that certain percentage, they can't be held, like, you can't call them fraud or whatever the case may be.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people feel like if I donate $50, that 50 is supposed to go to the cause. No, that's not the case. A percentage of that 50 is supposed to go to the cause.
Man,
I wonder if everybody knew that, would they still donate?
Well, see, and the way they get away with it is because they'll say that the rest of the money is used for running my operation. You see what I'm saying? So I say, hey man, I got a staff I got to pay for. So I got to pay for both of y'all to, you know, help me run my business. So I got to pay y'all, and I got to do this, I got to do that. So that's why they give them that leeway. That's 70%. It's like 35 or 70%. I think it's something like that.
And it says it right here. How much of the Feed the Children money goes to the children? When you take out the fudging, AIP says this group spends less than 25 cents of every donated dollar feeding the children. Roughly 65 cents of every dollar is spent raising money, largely by running heart-rending radio and television advertisements, sending out direct mail appeals, according to AIP's analysis. That was back on December 23rd, 2009. They've been running this scam for years.
Yeah, I told you. Yeah, that's the biggest scam on earth. Like that's why I never donated. I learned that like years and years ago.
Not Larry Jones. Why is every Jones turn out to be ain't shit?
Who is
John?
He's the founder and president for 30 years. Who is he?
And these people making millions off of donations. And like most people, like I said, most people don't know that you only giving a percent. You're like, oh, I'm gonna give this starving kid $100. No, you didn't. You gave him $30.
Larry Jones Feed the Children.
And they do it with the kids, they do it with the animals, they do it with all of that, man.
Okay. It says the estimated net worth of Larry W. Jones is at least $1.33 million. That was on August 26, 2016. Mr. Jones owns over 5,561 units of community trust stock worth over $513,000, and over 19 years he sold CTBI stock.
You remember when I brought up the trust earlier, Seven?
Yes.
Yeah, these people, they know what they're doing.
This is crazy.
Yeah, so y'all done learned something tonight.
Yeah, we sure
we learned a lot, Trill, thanks to you, sir.
I'm telling you.
I appreciate it.
Larry Jones, huh?
But that's what that goes back to me saying that shit. All of this shadow your reality. You know what I'm saying? So even when you think you know you're doing a good job or a good deed, and I'm giving back, the whole time you're giving back, you're still getting finessed.
Pretty much.
You know you getting robbed by somebody else.
Right.
The nerve of people.
You helping them get a new limousine, a new private jet, and a new everything else. Like, they don't care about them kids, man. They don't care about them animals.
Like the church. Does the church really care about the people?
Nah, it's a money grab. When you go to church now, and especially the mega churches, man, the plate come around 6 times.
Oh, look, I've been to the church and the plate came around 3 times.
Yeah, the new mega churches, the plate come around 6 times, 5 to 6 times.
That's a bit much. That's overkill.
Well, you get one for the cookout, you get one for one of the elderly people, you get one for the church renovations, you get one because somebody got COVID, somebody got sick, and you want to help them out. You get another one because yeah, and they just keep running it. They keep running it around. People keep donating. The crazy part is, in these mega churches, you got to give them your W-2s, man. You got to bring them your most recent pay stubs so you can make sure you're paying your tithes.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. And they tell you, oh, we got to keep the lights on.
Right.
Then they say the sick and shut-in list, and then it's the activities for the youth. You know, we got to buy uniforms. We got to do this. We got to do that. Then they ask you to bring, whenever they have events, bring food. You know what I'm saying? They might have a barbecue, bring some fried chicken.
Let's think about it. I mean, how much does all of that stuff cost? I mean, the events and stuff that they throw, I mean, it's pretty cheap for the most part that I've ever seen. They be like, oh, we're gonna have a bouncy house. We're gonna have all the food on the grill. I mean, man, you eating hot dog hamburgers, man, and you got some water balloons in the bouncy house. Come on, man.
F your feelings.
Yeah. Come on, man. These people done donated $10,000 and you spent like $600. Come on, man.
So where does the rest of the funds go?
To that pastor house, and get his wife a new Cartier bracelet.
Man, get out of here. Get out of here, man. No, I'm serious. That's messed up.
Man, the pastor got to have a nice car. He got to be able to get to these functions.
I want to know, what good is the church doing? Because you notice every neighborhood has a church on the corner, like it's a McDonald's, especially if you're in an impoverished neighborhood. So
Right.
that's why I don't understand how these churches servicing and helping the neighborhood, because the neighborhoods still look the same. It's the same distress things going on in the neighborhood. And this
They robbing the neighborhood. You got poor people giving them all of their money to make them even more poor.
Right. It's really bad how it's just really bad. Scams everywhere. Scams
Yeah,
on every corner. Scams on every damn corner.
it is. This whole world is a scam, especially in this community, the melanated community. They love to scam each other.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
It is crazy,
They
man.
keep dropping Trill off because he's too trill.
I'm telling you, he
Okay?
be speaking the truth though.
Yes.
Yeah. What's good? What's going on, Trill?
I don't know what's going on over here. The people might be on me.
I think so. They ain't want you bringing
I
up
might got to use a different name every time I cam up.
for real, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but now it's all a scam. That's why I said, man, you know, when me and you talk, you know, behind the scenes, that's why I never get, I don't know, man. The world is really, it's a sad place, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? You got to make the best of it. But when you know the truth, like nothing, it's like you just living in this space, in this moment, just waiting for your time to pass by.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, because you destroy the illusion of hope, and all that is left is actually despair. Now that's a hard pill to swallow.
Right,
Yes.
right.
The truth
Yes.
is despair, and I've been living in despair for years, and I've gotten used to it. But it's just like
it's Dick Gregory said something one time, man, and that's something that always stuck with me. He said, once you put the glasses on, you can't take them off.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So even when you want to take the glasses off and you want to live in the real world and try to operate, you see everything for what it is, and you have no choice. You know what I'm saying? You just see the truth. Yeah, you can't take them off. You can't take them off. Yeah, man. Like I just see everything. Like I'm, you know, people like, oh, you see such and such. I'm like, oh, that's fake. You this and this and this. Oh, that ain't real. Oh, this and this. Oh, nah, they don't really care about that. They just saying that 'cause they trying to make some money. You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, with such and such giving out, man, that ain't no scam. They giving out free money. Oh yeah, they giving out free money because that's a tax write-off or blah blah blah. This and this.
Right.
And that. You know what I'm saying? And they be like, yo, I don't want to tell you nothing because I'm like, but no, it's the truth.
The thing is, true, what you're doing is ruining everybody's fun.
Right.
And they don't like that. They don't like that because you're like, you destroyed the bullshit illusion. You're like, this is just what it is. And you're like, you're ruining our fun now. You're ruining our dream state, fake reality now. Stop telling us the truth. Let us go back to sleep.
Well, you shattered a whole bunch of people's dreams.
Pretty much.
And they
but that's the real reality, though. But people don't want to, face that pit, swallow it.
Yeah, man. You saying come on, man. You saying he ain't real, man. That man just donated $2 million. Yeah, that's a tax write-off. He ain't do that for you. If he didn't have to, he wouldn't have did it. You know what I'm saying? If he give you that $2 million, he go gain $4 million. You know what I'm saying? In taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
It is crazy. People don't want to hear the truth, though. Man, you don't know what you're talking about.
I think the hardest part is us having to watch these scammer kings and queens, because like they got their audience reeled in.
Yeah.
So we technically have to watch a bunch of people get scammed and destroyed, because it doesn't matter if we shoot at the rooftops, they're not going to listen to us because they're so entrenched in this trance of being enthralled with their scam king or scam queen leader. And we just got to sit back and watch these people literally destroy themselves from the inside out.
Yeah, man. People, idolize people, man, and they it's crazy. People don't believe in themselves, but they believe in everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's very profound.
That was so.
Wait, I gotta hold up. I gotta put that on the screen. Go ahead.
Nah, it's the truth, man. They don't believe in themselves. You know what I'm saying? And they believe in everybody else. So it's easier to look at somebody else and watch them shine and root for them, you know what I mean? With high hopes and high expectations. But like I said, these people don't have it for themselves. They don't have any drive, any goals, any ambitions, or they just don't feel confident, you know what I'm saying? So when they see a person, with that type of confidence, or even if they talking bullshit, it's just something. I think it's more so they like I said, idolize those people. You know what I'm saying? They want to be more like those people. And have some type of confidence. It's something that they admire about that person. You know what I'm saying? I
Right.
can't really get it out the way that I want to say it, but it's really sad. You know what I'm saying?
Would you say, Trill, that they're like vicariously living through people that possess things that they don't believe they possess within themselves?
Right. I would say that. That's what I would say.
That's well put. I mean, but basically, that's very true because if that were not the case, you wouldn't get all these people idolizing all these people, whether it be by way of YouTube, Instagram, all the social media. People that even like these quote unquote celebrities, rappers, people that play sports, politicians, presidents, just everybody, that has a following or a platform. But then when you look behind the scenes, these people are running a scam or some type of gimmick behind it. So it's all an illusion that the person is really believing in. It's not real reality.
Right. But it's so much love for them. It's just like being in a abusive relationship. You know what I'm saying? The people done beat them up so bad mentally. It's like people don't want to let go that I believed in this person on YouTube or this celebrity for this many years and they've been lying to me. So they just want to keep going with it. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh man, I can't, nah, it got to be more to it than that. You're like, nah, you got scammed. You know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, I don't
Right.
believe it, man. He wouldn't do that. She wouldn't do that. Nah, yeah, nah,
Yeah.
scammed you. You know what I'm saying?
But they act like they know these people personally, though. That's the
Right.
thing.
But you got to look at it like this. They don't spoke. A lot of these people speak so highly of these people. I think it's more of an embarrassment thing that they got to keep riding with it at that point. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to go against this person because I've been putting this person on a pedestal for the last 6 years.
Well, I mean, sometimes you can change your mind. That's the part of growth.
Yeah, but you got to look at the people who argue. Like some people argue and fight you tooth and nail about these people.
Yeah, they
Even
will.
if they change their mind now, they're gonna become the laughing stock. So you got to kind of die with it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be team such and such until you leave this earth. You know what I mean? Because you don't talk too much. You don't ran your mouth too much about this
That's
person
pretty.
that you don't know anything about.
That's pretty sad that you can put all this energy into someone outside of yourself, but you don't
Outside
put
of
that
yourself, right?
energy to yourself, like you said. That's
Yeah,
really sad. I
yeah,
don't know.
it's
People are
crazy,
lost out here.
but that's the world we live in.
Yes, but you all, I've been on here for 2 hours, y'all. I got to get me some rest, okay? I
You
thank
can't
you.
take the glasses off. Dick Gregory said you can't
Oh,
take.
that's right. Let me put them back on. I was gonna address everybody. Anyway, let me stop. But yeah. So thank you so
Well,
much
what's
for
her name? I can't see. Was it Skies? What is it? What's her name?
Sciaticus
Oh,
Jones.
Sky Atticus. Yeah, nice
Yeah,
meeting you. Nice meeting you. It
It
was a
was
good
nice
bit
meeting you
tonight.
too, Trill. You are one of the few people I met on YouTube that actually know what the fuck's going on. God bless you,
absolutely.
sir. Like all we gotta do is just sit back and watch, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I do. I mean, she'll tell you. I just watch everything. I don't get too high or I don't get too low. I just challenge everybody's opinion because a
Mhm.
lot of times we all are right and wrong at the same time. And for some odd reason, some people feel like they always right. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta shatter
Mhm.
that dream sometimes.
Yeah, I love. Ooh,
Yeah,
see, we're in alignment. Love it. It was such a pleasure to meet you, and I appreciate you, Seven Wonder, for allowing me to be on your platform. Thank you.
of course, Sky. Thank you for coming up here. Thank you, Trill, for coming up here, for blessing me and gracing me with your presence, both of you. This has been a joy for me and a journey as well. And thank y'all. It's F Your Feelings Friday. So everybody out there that's gonna see this in the future, shout out to Sky, shout out to Trill. You know what I'm saying? I hope.
And you know what's so crazy? Before we get out of here,
What's up?
I didn't even know today was Friday.
Oh yes, Friday the 13th.
Yeah, that's how far I'm out the loop. I don't pay attention to weekdays. I don't pay attention to nothing. I didn't even know that it was Friday and Friday the 13th.
Are
God
you in
bless you,
your own
sir.
zone? What you say, Sky?
I said, God bless you, sir, because I mean, I rarely meet people like Trail, so when I do, I just gotta show some love.
Well, I
Of
appreciate it. Appreciate it. Much
Mm-hmm.
love. Well, hopefully we can do
Love.
it again.
Yeah,
course.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay. This has been an episode of F Your Feelings Friday with Brown Girls Are Beautiful. And as you can see, it's all love over here, positivity. And I love my panel because y'all see it ain't no drama over here. You know what I'm saying? We don't have that energy. So, with that being said, I'm going to close out. I'm going to play some videos for y'all. Join us for the next episode. And, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. For those of you who would like to send a donation, I'm going to pass around the collection plate, and it is going to be $ BGAB clothing, you all. Okay. And if you like this video, make sure you comment as well. And I'm going to close out like that, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to give testimonies. So my testimony is that we wrote up an offer on a property today. I hope my clients get it. I worked very hard for them. This will be their first home in this particular state. And that's my testimony. Sky, Trill, would you all like to share your testimonies before I close out?
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also good. I'm just grateful.
Okay. We're all grateful and thankful over here, okay? And be grateful even when they be hateful, y'all. So F the haters, y'all. It's F Your Feelings Friday. Closing out, signing out. Until next time. Y'all stay beautiful. All right, y'all. We're getting up out of here. Love you all. Signing out.